Welcome to Banner TV, your bi-weekly news update on everything UNCA. I'm Lillie Boudreaux, and these are your headlines. COVID cases are increasing at an alarming rate on campus. After only 4 short weeks, UNCA reports 45 positive COVID cases between faculty, staff, or students in this semester alone, already surpassing the total number of cases reported in the fall semester. Worried students call for a transition to fully online classes, while others cite concerns over the damaging mental health effects of fully online instruction. Mental health services are available at the Health and Counseling Center at no extra cost to students. So if you or a friend is struggling, head to healthandcounseling.unca.edu or contact the number below. 2 new dining locations opened on campus following the closure of Rosetta's and Argo. Bowl Life provides healthy dining options with customizable salads and bowls in the Wellness Cafe right inside the Sherrill Center. Absurd Bird operates outside of Brown as a ghost kitchen, offering chicken wings with homemade dressings. Check out Katie Bloomer's article on thebluebanner.net for more details. The city of Asheville faces controversy after the removal of a homeless camp located under the Interstate 240 bridge near downtown Asheville. On February 1st, the day of the removal, temperatures hit a low of 26 degrees. According to reports, the city forwarded a complaint about the camp to the North Carolina Department of Transportation, as the camp was located on their property. NCDOT made the decision to remove it, citing safety concerns due to fires and the camp's closeness to the highway. A statement by the city of Asheville says, the action did not align with the city of Asheville's typical practice in handling homeless camps. The city also responded to criticisms of Asheville PD's involvement, saying, quote, when APD arrived on scene, NCDOT staff were already in the process of clearing the site of debris and litter. APD did not initiate or assist with the removal of the camp. APD reached out to community partners they typically work with to make sure the resources were available for the people being displaced. APD officers also offered to transport individuals to overnight facilities, end quote. A local nonprofit, Beloved Asheville, stated, quote, this is immoral, deeply troubling, and potentially deadly to take people shelter in the winter in the midst of a health crisis. The city manager office plans to meet again with the Department of Transportation to discuss the situation. In political news, the U.S. Senate voted to acquit President Trump last week, finding him not guilty of inciting insurrection after the events of January 6th. Hayden Robinson explains this in this week's What the F*** is Going On in Politics?
Impeachment doesn't necessarily mean that criminal charges will be processed. Instead, impeachment is more used along the lines of getting an official out of office so that they can then be criminally charged. And they do this to prevent something called double jeopardy, which is when like a plaintiff or defendant is charged of the same crime twice in 2 different trials. And along with that, never mind. So when it happens at the federal level, the House of Representatives will bring charges to the case of alleged misconduct. And this conduct actually could have occurred before, during, or even after they were in office at all. Like, they didn't even have to be serving at the time that the crime was committed. But the House only needs a majority of votes for it to go to the Senate, and that's when we get to the next step.
Now, Chandler Bassinger gives an inside look at housing conditions for on-campus quarantine.
My name is Melanie Fox, and I'm the Associate Dean of Students.
Could you tell me a little bit about where the students who are quarantined on campus are being housed at?
They are currently being housed in 2 of our Governor's Village buildings. Those are our smallest buildings on campus. They house about 20 students each, and so there's 2 buildings right now. When they go into quarantine or isolation, they receive a link to be able to order food each day. Mm-hmm. So what happens is dining prepares those meals once they receive the orders. So if someone's gluten-free, if someone's vegetarian, they can make a notation of that in the Google form, and that can be accommodated through Chartwell's.
Chance Courtney interviewed staff of the members of the UNCA outdoor program to learn more about what it has to offer during COVID.
The pandemic changed our office hours a little bit. We implemented a reservation system on Mondays and Fridays when typically we were open 5 days a week for drop-in rentals. But it's actually made things a lot more efficient for you to make a reservation for a date and time to pick up your gear rental, whether that's a bike or a tent or a sleeping bag.
I think it's probably harder, but only a little bit, only because we have to really restrict when they can take their gear out to the weekends only. I think a lot of the staff can agree that it's easier because it's more organized, and they basically fill out their own forms beforehand.
Silver Cowsler, local Asheville chef, smokes tamarind in their backyard as they tell Xavier Hooper their plans for opening a new Filipino restaurant, Ning Junior's.
I really like tasting other people's dinuguan because it's such a dirty dish to me.
Yeah.
I like that it tastes dirty. I think to me like the dirty taste comes from like offal and like the more off parts.
Where do you buy the salmon from?
I got this from YZ actually.
Oh,
This I got from Harris Teeter on a whim. I was feeling kinky that day, I guess. So I've been doing a lot of like loan interviews and grant interviews the last like couple weeks because originally I thought I could make it happen with like 30K, and that's just wrong. I'm needing like 100K. Like my GoFundMe is set at 80, but I raised 50K so far.
Yeah.
Which is honestly like so amazing. It's so
really
crazy.
good.
It's crazy. Been like seeing people like come out and be supportive, and it's like been really meaningful for me. It's like the most like validating thing possible.
Full stories can be found on thebluebanner.net, or you can look for a print newspaper at these locations. Stay updated by following us on Instagram at UNCA Blue Banner, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on our post notifications for new videos. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Lillie Boudreaux, and this is Banner TV.